Hey everybody, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney Justice for All, Case 2. We're on the last day of this case as we are going into trial. As we had talked about earlier, all the trials in this game are only 2 days instead of the 3 days that we had seen in the previous one, but they are also 2 parts each, so they kind of make it a little bit longer that way. Anyway, we are trying now to figure out what exactly went down in the channeling chamber, and because we haven't really quite conclusively proven everything, but there's a couple of things that we are running with here. One of them is that Maya definitely did not shoot Dr. Gray. I think we can safely say that in order to win this case, we have to prove that. Like, there's really no other way. The other thing that yesterday made pretty clear was that Eenie Meenie is not to be trusted. Like, she was outright saying some very thready sounding things, so I'm pretty convinced that she's somehow tied to this, and I've got some thoughts about how I think it went down, but we'll get to that here. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get going. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18? Just like me? Wait a second. How much time has passed since the first game? Because I thought the first one took place, like, last year, and Maya was 16 in that game, right? Has it been over a year? Because this was... Hang on, we're in June right now, so, and the first game started in, like, August, so is it like a year and 10 months since that point? I thought it was just, like, the 10 months. But maybe more than a year has passed and Maya has been doing lots of training. Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time all by herself, and she's so grown up. I don't know. I feel like she acts grown up, but really deep down inside, she probably has a lot of insecurities that she hides behind that whip. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. That too. That is no picnic, for sure. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. Oh, I think you're stronger than you think, Maya. Look at all the stuff you've been through. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. Well, it wouldn't be the first time that's happened. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. Yeah, exactly. Don't be so hard on yourself, Maya. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. I don't think Pearly knows that Morgan is here because the police took her away, right? Hey, Pearls? Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love? It's not quite like that. Also, I just thought of something. So, both Maya and Pearl have channeled Mia before. What happens if both of them want to do it at the same time? Like, does Mia's spirit have to pick, or, like, does it get stretched out across 2 people? Or, like, how does that work? I'm so curious about how the rules of this magic system function. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Oh, boy. Phew, thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Well, we are suspecting her mother might be involved in this somehow, or at least has a very strong motive to be involved with this. Oh, I guess she's already channeling her there, looks like. Court
Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Let's start already.
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. Is this really that high profile? All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix.
Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes.
The famous one is me.
I'm the prodigy who's never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago.
Does she know that that's, Mia? I mean, she knew that, the photo from the detention center was a Mia.
Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country.
Uh-huh. That's nice, Miss Fun Karma. Wow, what a burn. I like that that's her reaction. Glad to see her in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. Oh, I think she knows. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight.
Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been.
Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin.
All right, let's hear it.
The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What?
But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant?
I never said that wasn't the defendant.
Then what is the meaning of this?
All I'm saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped the key.
Can you substantiate your claim?
Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia, she seems really torn by this. I wonder how close they were.
Witness, name and occupation.
My name is I forgot what voice I did for her.
My name is Morgan Fey, and I'm a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking.
That's my best attempt at an old lady kind of voice. I don't think she's that old, though. I mean, if Maya's her daughter, I mean, maybe late 50s? I don't know. Well, no, Pearl's her... No, sorry, Maya's not her daughter. Pearl is her daughter. Yeah, I mean, she has to be at least just in her 40s. At the most. So, I mean, she can't be that old, despite, like, Wada calling her granny and stuff.
I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? Ah!
I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct?
Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is...
You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
What in the world could have... Okay, this is kind of a bit of a monkey wrench. What are they purporting happened here?
Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room.
What?
And here we come to the heart of the matter.
Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Wow, look at Morgan's hair from that angle.
Order! 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 Miss Fey, please testify to the court what happened during that time.
Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Indeed. Alright, so Maya apparently escaped. And that might be true from a certain point of view. But I don't think it happened as they're claiming here. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door down and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. That must be Lotta. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Okay. Well, as usual, we will press all the things. I doubt this is going to lead anywhere. Just now you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I've already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. I guess that's for the door.
What did you do after that, Miss Faye?
Okay. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? That is a really good question. Why is it that she sent us both away? I mean, I guess you could say that the spirit separating technique is dangerous or some kind of thing like that. If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind.
Yes, that is a very good point.
At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another...
Another what, madam?
Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. That sounds rather important. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Yes, let's go further. There was another reason you wanted us both out of the room, wasn't there? Well, you must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. Yeah, I figured it would be something like that. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself.
Wow, that was very noble of you, Miss Faye.
This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you.
Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Faye, please continue.
Okay. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. So you admit that, huh? But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was about to say something. She was covering for Maya? No, we're not letting this go. So you were covering for the defendant?
Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Oh!
This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later.
Yes, very well.
Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? I feel like when someone says something unexpected happened, that should be important enough to go further on that. Unless they're just generically referring to the murder. Now, witness, continue with what happened. Okay. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you?
I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes.
But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey.
Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
That's a random comment. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away?
Well, yes, I would have. However...
Alright. You fainted?
I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious?
I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps.
And then the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time.
Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. Alright. Is that because you were unconscious?
Why, yes.
Great. Well, now what? Well, we're definitely going to question further. So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure the defendant left the channeling chamber at all?
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself.
It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up in her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness.
That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber.
I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Yes. That is exactly what I should eat.
Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone?
Who was it?
The prosecution calls Miss Eeny Meeny, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eeny Meeny? I think you can see where this is headed. Well, if Morgan and Eeny Meeny were working together, they can easily make this story self-corroborating effectively. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is like Eeny Meeny. I'm like researching like parapsychology stuff at the university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's like, I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Meany, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine, for my sake. Tell me about it. After the murder. Even in court, she's dancing around. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister! I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. You're just gonna leave it there?
Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey?
Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister?
Yes, Mimi Meeny. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
I was expecting him to get whipped right there. Witness. Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear all about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course.
Miss Meany, please.
My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie? That was what was spoken in the intro, wasn't it?
She took her revenge.
Well, that must be referring to killing Dr. Gray, right?
Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes. Ooh, she stuttered there. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end.
What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Yeah, duh. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Hey, I think I've been doing pretty well, thank you very much. Okay. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, like, think there were sesame seeds, like, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, like, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Oh, that's terrible. Yes, indeed.
I see.
More like, I seed. That was even worse. Am I the only one who missed the boat here?
Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
Like, a little later... Okay, do you know the time? Like, maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think? 11 a.m.? Yeah, like, my stomach is totally ready for, like, food. Aw, no. I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant what time was it when the someone came into your room. Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. Like, it's really... what's going on? That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. Okay. I like how she said that. Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer.
Well, Mr. Wright?
The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Meanie? Okay. You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, like, maybe if I was, like, someone who didn't know about, like, the occult. But I, like, know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point is, dear, the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? No, we will continue. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection? Could you try using that once in a while?
Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important?
Yes. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
All right, Mr. Wright. Miss Meanie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, I'm like totally cool with that. I wasn't like scared at all. And like her costume looked totally normal. So there was nothing odd at all about your sister's appearance? Like, yeah, nothing was like weird. Mia's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. That's impossible. Like, is everything okay? Can I, like, go on? Guess we'll press this. Something terrible? What was this thing she told you? Huh? Like, didn't I just, like, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? You're one to talk. A foolish fool with a foolish sense, for a brain only speaks foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Nice reference. Anyway, should I ask to hear the story again? No, I won't bother asking. I did just hear the story, it's not like my memory's that bad. Actually, the defense is fine and does not need to hear the story again.
Very well, you may continue your testimony, Miss Meanie.
I know there has to be something here I can use, but where? She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this, let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up, but don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Alright, so at this point we've pressed on everything, so we gotta present evidence somewhere. I'm gonna guess it's in this statement, the one that got added, because that's usually the way this worked. I'm really curious if we have to present the costume, since that would have been like covered with blood and stuff, which makes it anything but normal. Yeah, there we go. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss E. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well-constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Meanie, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, but I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Meanie, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Ooh, we got her nervous.
Order! Order! Miss Meanie, what is the meaning of this? Miss Meanie?
I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me. Whoa, I think that's the first time we saw her eyes.
That? Eat!
And what are you stammering about, Your Honor?
Well,
That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. Yeah, but I think this is a little bit more significant than just what we normally see. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
if you please.
The judge still looks like a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. So what else is new? After the Murder, Part 2. Hey, that rhymed. The side room was, kinda dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? Blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? No. All right, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness.
Okay. Let me just review what we have. Ooh, we get the fast music here. Let me just review what we've got here. I don't think there's really, this thing about being kind of dark is not really going to help. I don't think that's going to help at all. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything here that looks particularly strange. Yeah, let's just press everything. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. And that's what I thought too. Don't put your subjective opinions onto this court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Meany's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. You didn't see the blood? Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Ooh. Are you gonna tell me that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Continue. And and what was your sister, Miss Mimi Meany, like at the time? Well, she was, totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, she knew. She, said she did something really bad. And, she said she wanted to go with me to, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Meany? Sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? What do you mean? When? When you... Ooh. I'm gonna say this because we know that the jar was broken. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. No, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Press harder. You always gotta press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important?
Yes. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this.
Very well. Miss Meany, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, didn't see anyone on the way to, the channeling chamber. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, a judge believes his testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, you'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen. We can't give up. Okay. So I think we have to present, is there something that mentions Pearl being there? Oh, this was right before the murder. Let's present this. Ooh, it worked. Okay, good. I've finally found the fault, or I guess in your case, the crack in your perfect lie. Take a look at this urn. Urn? There are cracks. Do you see them? So, what does that prove? Who cares about some worn-out old urn? Yeah, I already, said I didn't see, anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. I didn't, totally say anything about, an urn, did I? It looks like you still don't understand. I propose that if you had really been walking along the winding way at that time, there was no way you could have not have seen this person. Let's find good old Pearly. I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay.
Yes, and how is this child relevant?
It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden.
Oh.
And she just happened to break this urn.
Oh. Ow!
Wait, she broke the urn? Yup, she accidentally knocked it over with her ball.
Narr.
And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way.
What?
Whoa, that was like a ghosty face there. Miss Meany. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind.
Grr.
I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Meany. You are a masterful liar.
Arn! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say!
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Meany, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? No, I think I have a pretty good idea of where she was. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
Help me, Mia. I'm assuming we have to say it's the evidence. The answer is in the court record.
What?
Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence.
Very well. The court will see this evidence.
Wait. Mia! I don't know what you plan on showing to the court, but I can guarantee you the answer is not there. Oh. Just this once. I'll lend you a hand. Now rethink your answer. Alright.
Mr. Wright, what is your answer?
Arg. Okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. Oh. We already did that. Let's go with her testimony. Earlier in her testimony, Miss Meany, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Meany, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fey was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Ooh, that's a good catch. I didn't even notice that. Which means, Miss Meany, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the Winding Way. Okay, so before he says it, I'm going to say what I think happened here. I think that Eni was in the channeling chamber the whole time, and that she was smuggled in before the channeling happened in that clothing box. And she was wearing a costume like Maya's. Then when Maya went in, she got drugged, and then Eni and Maya swapped places. Maya slept in the clothing box where she had her dream, and she smelled stuff and everything. And it smelled familiar because it was the clothes. And then Eni shot Dr. Gray and shot another bullet, which went through the box, went through Maya's costume, and went through the folding screen. And then the box got carried out, and the key was still with Maya, and then it ended up with Pearl and all that stuff when the evidence was being destroyed. I think that was what happened. Like, that seems like the most logical explanation. Like, we've been assuming that Maya was, like, crouching down, you know, in the thing because it was her costume, but I think she wasn't crouching down. I think she was actually lying down in the little box thing, and that's how the bullet was able to go through that.
Wah! But look at the Manor Guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the Winding Way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Meany, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, right? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah! The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Meenie. So now is the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Alright. There's only one possible answer. Miss Meenie was here, of course.
What? But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Meenie was at the scene of the crime.
Order! 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 That's why that is... Wah!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss Eenie Meenie was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Alright. Let's go back here. Here, of course.
But behind the folding screen? Ah!
Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony.
There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind that folding screen. See, you stupid jerk.
Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slime ball. Man, she really did a 180 here.
Now, Miss Meenie, one so young as you shouldn't be saying.
Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Alright. Miss Meenie, How you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box. No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. Actually, it was not in the side room. We went to the side room before the murder took place, and it was not there, which is very suspicious. In fact, it wasn't there until after the murder. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright. Do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime?
I'm almost afraid to here. Mention this. Can I see the court record? Let's take a look here. Oh, yes, we can. Because of the bullet hole, right? And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Does the folding screen work, or do I just present the box itself again? Let's present the box. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid, as if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This? What on earth?
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry it up and say it already.
There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground.
A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before? The folding screen? It had a hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Meany, you were hiding behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray.
Ah! Order! So what you are saying?
Then, Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eeny Meeny? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eeny Meeny, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No. Stop. I can't stand to listen anymore to this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea that the witness moved the clothing box through the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself. That is true. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Huff, huff. Miss Meany, you had an accomplice. I think we know who that is. I like how Morgan Fay's age is question mark, question mark.
Grr, this person.
She always likes referring to people as this person. If it wasn't someone from Kurian Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fay household, you wouldn't have had that box to use. Morgan Fay?
Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
What do you have to say to this, Miss Meany?
Grr.
Grrr! You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other two, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. Okay, so Dr. Gray did fire the first shot, that's right. For some reason I thought she fired both. But it would make sense since he was low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and...
After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room?
Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear. Which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Click! Miss Meany, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Miss Morgan Fey chased us out.
Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder. Well, Eni? Ha. Ha 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 ha.
Who is that? Laughing at a time like this? Ack!
Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance involving? What is it this time?
Miss Von Karma. Surely.
Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? I think we call that being a sore loser, Franziska. Mr. Finbright, your argument is flawed in very one crucial area. And that is? If this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, I can think of one really obvious reason. I mean, if Dr. Gray was responsible for her sister's death, wouldn't she want revenge on him? Eh? Well, that's, yeah, that's right. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eenie Meenie want to kill Dr. Gray? Where's her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say, too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. Motive. That's... Can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Would the first newspaper clipping be fine, or is it the second one? I'm gonna present the second one. That one's a little more detailed. Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix. Oh. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Oh wait, maybe this is the answer. Yes. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? You want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing? Well, I mean, earlier when you were lying, you mentioned that your sister quote-unquote confessed that she was drugged by Dr. Gray, right? I mean, I feel like that's not nothing. So, I mean, that's got to at least be in your subconscious enough to bring it up here in a lie.
What do you mean by that?
Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm, like, going to explain, so, like, please listen, okay? Oh, she's back to her old self. It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, like, wanted revenge, then, like, I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, like, Dr. Gray. It was, like, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Ouch! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meany has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated, and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan.
I can think of a very big reason for her to cooperate with this plan.
You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
Tisk tisk, so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place.
Nyarg.
What happened? I thought I had her for sure. Hee hee. See, like, it's just as I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie.
Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eeny Meeny.
Oh. Is it? Yep, it's Mia. Your Honor, please allow the defense 1 more minute.
All right.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason why she had to kill Dr. Gray. It is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. This fashion?
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meany had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I? Can I really do this? Well, I mean, I feel like we kind of have to at this point, considering what Mia said. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Meany had a motive. Ha ha ha, too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Eat! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix, right? She is giving us a lot of chances. What? You're supposed to be on my side. Aye! Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix, right? Your hubris will be our undoing here, Francisca. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Hey, wait a sec here. To be continued. Alright, we are at the halfway point of the trial. And next time we will finish. So until then, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. And we will conclude Case 2 in the next video. So I will see you